was nervous to approach this topic, to be quite honest with you, because I think it's a little controversial. This has actually caused some light bulbs to go off in my head about the way that I had approached our relationship in the past. Already, even I've had some funny comments from people on, my Zoom calls and my even family members. Which this weekend I was spending a lot of time with my husband's family. Hello, beautiful one. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Leisha and I am documenting my leveling up journey currently with the School of Affluence Secrets of the Elite Woman program. I started back in July and I will be sharing week 3 and my experiences that came along with that, what I learned, and lots of good stuff in this video. Also at the end of this video, because week 3 is the halfway point of the program, I'm going to share my impressions and my thoughts about the course thus far at the end of the video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, if you want to keep up with me throughout the week and for some more behind the scenes kind of content, some more private details that I don't really want to share here on YouTube, you can follow me on my private Instagram account, which is at Leisha Leveling Up. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check it out. I am not going to be able to accept any accounts that don't have profile pictures, so I'm trying to just keep it safe as much as I can over there, but I have been connecting with some lovely ladies over there so far. So thanks to all of you that are joining in over there and just supporting me, and all of you ladies that have left very constructive feedback and just encouraging and supportive feedback. That really means so much to me. You have no idea. You really have no idea, because I was so nervous to start sharing just going through this program here on YouTube and what the experience has been like so far. Let me adjust this camera. Okay, so I just had to adjust this camera because there has been some really weird weather today, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from sharing with you guys all about week 3. Now, the other thing I was going to mention is that every week I am going to continue to upload on Sundays, so subscribe if you have not yet and you want to follow along so that you never miss a video and you can keep up with how the program is going, because I will, at the end of the 6 weeks, I will wrap everything up, but I am possibly going to continue making videos and uploading. So this transformation I'm finding is going to be something that is going to take me quite a while, but I do feel like so far, I'll just share this at the end of the video, how I feel so far about how I've progressed. But let's go ahead and let's talk about week 3. Week 3 came with a bit of I won't say that it was shocking, but I had some realizations. I had to keep an open mind because it's all about femininity and setting boundaries. I was nervous to approach this topic, to be quite honest with you, because I think it's a little controversial. If you are familiar with School of Affluence and Anna Bay's take on modern femininity, then you may already know what I'm going to start discussing a little bit here. She went into quite a bit more detail and gave us a lot more practical things to start applying to our lives. I am cherry picking some things that I am currently working on for myself that I realized and I identified as just maybe priorities that I want to test out, and I want to see how this helps me along in my marriage. Especially, I am married. For those of you who are just joining, I have been married for almost 4 years. We will be celebrating our anniversary next month, which is very exciting and special. But we have been together for a very long time. We have been together, for much, much longer. So this has actually caused some light bulbs to go off in my head about the way that I had approached our relationship in the past, and it even has made me think about how I want to show up in the workplace, because essentially, I had this realization that I'm a woman who resides very much so in her masculine energy. And I am working on moving into more of my feminine energy at this point. So to give you a little bit of context, I have to back up a bit and tell you about just a quick detail about my childhood. So I grew up with 3 brothers. And so you can imagine that there was a lot of masculine energy in my household. And I started to develop just, I've always had this sense of wanting the best possible for myself. And I was always encouraged to go after the best possible for myself. But I think that, the masculine energy that I worked out of, where I was very competitive for a while in my younger years, I wanted to take charge a lot. But the way that I went about taking charge was much more of it, the way that your typical man would, your masculine man would. And so I've been known to make things more difficult on myself or be a little bit rough towards other people sometimes when there's something that I really, really want to get done. And I have been similar in my marriage as well. So now that I am working on this concept of having a feminine energy that I lean into more, I'm realizing that I want to become more of a nurturing, kind, and gentle energy to interact with in my relationship and even in my career, although that is really scary to say and a bit terrifying because, for me, I felt like being a feminine woman would cause people to walk all over me, which I know is a bit due to having in previous years a lack of confidence, but my confidence has grown so much in the past couple of years that I wouldn't say that it holds me back that much anymore. But let me go over here to my notebook so I can grab a few extra notes that I had for you guys about the way that I'm going to actually start living this out, because I think that is one thing to talk about things, but it's another thing to actually start living this in your life day by day. So here's my trusty School of Affluence notebook here. And, for one thing, so I've been experimenting with this, just allowing my man to be the man and letting him take the lead on more things. Having that trust there is very important. So I've realized that I've actually seen some positive things start to come from this, which is exciting. I also am going to be allowing myself to be cared for a bit more than I typically would. I have been somebody in the past who does not feel comfortable with others caring for her. And so what that has caused me to feel in my life is, this is my cat Carlos. What that has caused me to feel in my life is I've started to become overburdened quite a bit, and especially this year I think it's just been magnified a lot more because I am working out of my home more and I am still responsible for taking care of it, for making sure that there is a meal at every meal time, things like that. And I also have a business that I work on outside of my normal job hours as well. So I have a lot going on, and I was reluctant to ask for help with things on all fronts because I just wanted to muscle up and I just wanted to do it. I wanted to dig down deep and just get it done. And that is important to a certain extent. Like women and those of us who are exploring our feminine energy, there is a strength in that. I'm not an expert on it, so I'm learning. I need to definitely look a little bit deeper, and I'm probably gonna go back and watch this module and go through the workbook a bit more so that I can understand it, because at this point, I've started to work through some of that, but I'm still having to be open to changing my energy up. So hopefully that makes sense to you ladies that are watching this. Let me know in a comment below if you have experienced this feeling of just being overburdened because you feel like you've got to do it all, right? You've got to have the career, you've got to have the beautiful home, you've got to have the wonderful marriage, relationship, whatever it is. That's basically how I feel, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I have become very overburdened by it. And so the other thing that I need to do, I'm gonna ask for help a lot more for one thing, but I need to set more boundaries around what I am taking on and what I'm saying yes to, which, because I have this perception that I need to do it all, that continues to just stack things on top of my plate that is not sustainable in the long run. And I think that, you know, when I think of being an elite woman and I think of transforming and leveling up, I think of a woman who, she's strong, but I mean, she's well taken care of by her man, and she's able to live in that feminine energy, which actually inspires her man to take care of her and to treat her like the queen. And that's essentially what I want, you know, that's what I want to work towards. And it's not going to happen overnight, but I've seen some very nice glimmers that this is possible for me, just as I have experimented with these concepts a little bit here and there. I don't want to give too many exact examples from my personal life. I might discuss that over on Instagram a bit in my next IGTV, but essentially I just look for opportunities throughout the day, throughout the week, and if I see a very clear one, I go ahead and let it play out as myself in her feminine energy, as a woman in her feminine energy. And it's scary and it puts me on pins and needles a little bit, but I have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable at this point. So that's where we are with that. You know, I'm also considering bringing on some help in my business. That's very scary as well. I need to do quite a bit of research to figure out how that makes sense. But I need to set boundaries around my time. You know, as an elite woman, I have to be able to maintain my valuable time. And so that requires setting some boundaries with people in my life and even with my clients, and I'm going to need help in order to do that and maintain the current level where I am. Even at work, you know, I need to set better boundaries. I've done decently with work, but I need to set better boundaries around things just as simple as answering emails, because the thing that is going to free up my energy that I see is really being able to get back some time that is just being drained by, you know, tasks that don't even really matter, or tasks that are falling out of place and outside of those boundaries where, you know, they just don't need to be. So that's in a nutshell essentially what I've learned from week 3. Now, the things I've cherry picked. So just know that there was a lot more that I have not even started to work on related to setting boundaries and femininity. So let me go ahead and go into the halfway point review of the program. I have 3 points because you guys know I like to keep things a bit organized, and so hopefully this will make it simple for you. So thoughts that I have about the course so far here at the halfway mark. The first thing that I would say for anyone wondering, you know, would this be worth my investment, my time? So I will say now, what I'm mentioning in these videos are just the top layer of things that I'm getting started with, because there is a depth of information in this program that I was very happy to see. At that level, you know, I didn't want to go into a program where there was information being taught to me that I sort of already knew. So there are a lot of things, a lot of concepts for me personally that I did not even consider when it came to creating and defining my level of success that I want to attain in my life. I think that is something to be considered by you if you are thinking about investing in this in the next round, because I believe there is going to be a next round according to some posts I've seen Anna making lately. So that's good news. But yes, like I'm so happy so far with the amount of information. And honestly, what I thought was, I joined as well because I had been watching Anna's videos and I really liked the way that she was presenting this information, and it got me interested in wanting to go a little bit further to see what more I could apply to my own life. And so if you don't like the way that she presents information in her videos on YouTube, then you don't need to join the program. You need to look for something else to help you on your level up journey. But so I will say that's what I think, that's my opinion. But there is a lot of in-depth information in this course so far. Now, the other thing too about that, because there's so much information, you're gonna save yourself time from searching through other resources that are probably out there. There are books, of course, that you could read and should read. You can continue to listen to podcasts, watch content on YouTube. But I really wanted to get a leg up and take 6 focus weeks to do that. And so with that piece, I'm very happy with it so far. Now, the second thing that I wanted to make a point about is that so far, my confidence has already risen a lot. I'm kind of surprised at that. This is not the first program that I have invested in, and I honestly am very happy that I'm feeling this confident at this point. We will see in the second half. Hopefully I'm not like losing steam. I'm going to be able to continue on and keep up with everything, but so far the confidence that I've gained is it's worth it, honestly. Now, I love the way that these first few weeks have been about mindset and setting foundations for your personal brand and your feminine mindset and setting boundaries. I think those things are so important. And it's even for someone like me, I think some of you have noticed that, I'm already married. I have a career that I'm working on building. I want to build wealth and really level up into being an elite woman, not just, middle class, upper middle class. Like I really want to be at that elite level. I want to be a leader. So this confidence is going to be key, because already even I've had some funny comments from people on my Zoom calls and my even family members, which this weekend I was spending a lot of time with my husband's family, and they're already noticing things. And sometimes the comments, if you let those get inside your head and you don't have that confidence there, you don't have that determination about why you have decided to take this on and invest, then it's gonna potentially maybe start to make you think that this was a waste of your time or money. But for me, because of the way that I've been set up to build confidence already in the beginning, the first half, I'm happy with that. Now, that being said, because there's been so much packed in, I do think that this summer school could easily be spread out over 6 months to even a full year. There is a lot to be applied, and I think that it's going to be interesting to see when I'm able to go out and interact with people and go to events again and things like that. It's going to be interesting to see how I am able to apply. Like, did I really learn enough in those 6 weeks, or am I going to have to start going back and picking more things? But I think I can layer everything in each week so far and just build and build and build on it. So I do like that as well. The third thing, which is last but definitely not least, is so far the community of women that you are able to interact with through the course is amazing. I will say, I was a little worried that when I first joined, it would be a little bit catty and competitive. I don't have a ton of female friends in real life, to be honest with you, because of that. And a lot of women just that I have encountered so far have not been interested in the same things that I've been interested in. But I love seeing what these women have to say. I love hearing their success stories. Oh my goodness. So whenever I feel like I'm not seeing the progress that I want to see, or I'm just feeling blah, I can go peek into the group, the app in the group, and I can look at all of these women who are doing amazing things and feeling great about themselves, and it is so motivating. Women from all different kinds of backgrounds, so married, young, middle-aged, even some of our older ladies in there. I mean, it's amazing. So I'm so happy that I have formed some relationships from this course and this program. That is so important to me. You have no idea. And so especially the women that everyone has just been supportive that I've encountered so far, and they're also able to give you a little bit of criticism here and there, but it's constructive and it's kind. That is the key thing, you know. If you're able to help someone by giving them a kind comment that points them in the right direction or points them in, you know, a direction they should consider, that is amazing. And so I am open to that. I welcome that, and I do love that I've been seeing that in the first 3 weeks of the program. So yes, amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey, to all of you. And I do want to say that I'm so glad you're here. I hope that the next 3 weeks will be inspiring to you in some way. I'm going to continue on. I'm looking for ideas just about specific videos that I might want to create in the future and talk about things, maybe show you guys a couple of things. Next week I'm going to share about what I'm doing with my wardrobe and my closet, because that is a work in progress for sure, but I have a certain approach that I'm taking that I want to share with you and see what you guys think. So thank you again for watching, and if you have not seen one of these other videos from the previous weeks, I'll link them here on the screen. I will see you next week. Bye.